Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been some time since the last uploaded a video, and today I have a very interesting video that might help you guys build some awesome Web3 apps. So what we are going to do today is we are going to learn how we can use Wagmi to uh, have some awesome Web3 functionalities very easily in our inside our apps. So to start with, what I have at the moment is I have a basic React app. I have one component inside, that is home. I have imported that in my app component and just rendered it out. It only has one thing in it, which is an h1 with a Wagmi tutorial. One other thing is this div with the class name of app. This is basically the default styling that comes with the create React app boilerplate. It just helps centering everything on our board. So um, and two of the dependencies that I have pre-installed is one is Wagmi and another one is ethers. If you want to see how to do that, is you can come here. You can just npm I Wagmi and whatever ethers. If you are using yarn, you can use yarn add. So if there is a basic overview, but to start with, we'll go into the examples and start from there. So the first thing is configuring connectors. uh, so I will just copy everything from in here until here, and then go back to my app, create a component, another component, um, call that Wagmi context.tsx, paste everything here. Let's close this and save it. So what we have is let me uh, explain to you what we have at the moment. Let's disconnect. I will not be using Coinbase wallet, and I will also not be doing the demo of injected connectors. Injected connector is basically anything that you have on your browser, be it MetaMask, be it Coinbase, any extension that you have in the browser that is injected in your browser. So I will not be using that. So first thing first, there is a configuration that we can configure with configure chains, and then we can create a client, and then we can create a context basically. So the first thing is configuring chains. So there is a list of default chains that Wagmi provides, but we will not be using the default chains. What we can do instead here is we can provide it uh, with whatever we want. We can use Kovan, we can use Goerli, we can use Rinkaby or anything else, but I will be using Goerli today since Kovan and Rinkaby and others were deprecated like in I if I remember correctly last week. Um, Another thing, I will not be using these chains now, or let's just have those because we'll be using them here. So basically this chains array will be something that is returned from this. So this is how we configure. uh, if you see the comment here, it tells you that we can configure chains and providers with Alchemy providers. Two popular providers are Alchemy and Infura providers. So we can use either Alchemy or Infura, anything we want. So now the one that we will be using today is the Infura. You can sign up for because Infura has a very decent free tier. I have already created one API key that you can see here. Basically, whenever you sign up, you will see an empty board. There will be nothing here. You can just go to create new key, and it will ask you your project name and which blockchain you want to work on. I have already selected Web3 API formally. So and if you go to manage key, you will see that you have your API key here, and you can have different HTTP endpoints, also RPCs basically. So we have, this will be my Goerli RPC if I need, but for now I just need the API key for my uh, Infura. So let's not use this. We will be using Infura provider. Um, Infura provider, and we will be Infura provider, and this will be coming from Infura, right? This will be Infura provider, and the API key will be, I just copied something else. This is my API key. Heads up, I will be deleting this API key right after I upload this video. So then I will not be using this, needing this public provider. Let's get rid of that also. Let's delete these Wagmi config. Maybe we will need that later. So then we have the client. So this is how we set up our chains. This is our Infura endpoint that we'll be using to get the data, read data, write data, or something. And then we have the client. So client basically has some other inside it, some other configurations. If we go inside here, we can see that if we go inside our docs and go to the client, we see different things that we can provide. These are all the arguments that it takes. It takes a connect auto connect, which is a boolean. Then it takes connectors, which is a all the wallets that we want to enable in our app. And then there is a logger, there is a provider, there is a storage option. But for today's tutorial purposes, we'll only be looking at two of these, which is auto connect and connectors. So if we go back, we have auto connect set as true. What it does is basically it connects to the client that to the provider that was used before the last refresh. I will show you how it works when we get to the app. Then there are connectors. We have we have the MetaMask connectors, and then we have WalletConnect connector with some default settings. We will not need to update any of these. Then we have some fallback provider, that which is the WebSocket provider, and then the default provider that was returned from our Infura provider to us. So, and to use this, basically what we will do is let's create a uh, provider, Wagmi provider, which will also be a functional component with some props. Let's also create that interface, Wagmi provider props. It will only have children in it, which will be of type react node imported from Wagmi provider props, and like this. And then we have Wagmi config that we created above, that we imported from Wagmi, and inside this we have children, and I forgot to import to destructure that from the props here. Let me do that quickly. And for Wagmi config, it takes in a client. Uh, so we'll provide that client, that the client that we just configured up here. Other than that, I think it should be okay. What it is showing is it's not assignable to. Okay, so I forgot to type in return here. It should be okay now. Yeah. So now if I go back to my app.tsx and import the Wagmi provider that we just created, and just simply wrap all of my components inside this. Now everything that that Wagmi provides, um, which are all these crazy hooks that we have here, use account, use this, and use that, they will also they will all be available to me inside inside my Wagmi, inside my app. So now I am in my home component, and I should have access to basically all of these hooks. The one that I am interested in particularly is this use connect hook. What it does is it provides us with some functionality, some you can say it provides us with some things, some it provides us with some return values like connectors, and then some other some functions like connect and the connectors that we set up already, and then some other things. Let's see how we can use this. Let's first copy some of this, or not. Let's just const something and use connect from Wagmi. What we will be using inside here is connect async, and other than that we will be using connectors. I don't think we'll be needing anything else. So if you see, if I console.log connectors, what is inside our connectors is, it is basically an array. Didn't refresh. Yeah, it has two basically. It is an array and it has two connectors. One is the MetaMask connector and the other is WalletConnect connector. Where they are coming from is right here. These are the connectors that we configured with our client. We use two connectors. If we had some other one, like we had in the beginning, the Coinbase one or the injected wallet, they would have appeared in this array. What we can do, if we look inside it, what we do, we have a couple of things from here. For example, the ID is MetaMask, the name is MetaMask, and then this one, the ID is WalletConnect, the name is WalletConnect, this and that. What we can do is we can just have we can come here, uh, we can say connectors dot map connector connector. We can get some of the things like ID, name, and this, and then we can have a couple of buttons uh, with name, and we can give them a key of ID like this. So let's refresh, and we don't see any buttons because I forgot to add return here as always. Um, now now I see two buttons. For now, nothing will happen if I click on this, and I have a weird semicolon. Yeah, this one. So nothing happens if I connect. Now let's create a function, handle wallet connect, and then we can use const something will be returned from this connect async function. What it takes is so we have the review that we created a function with the name handle connect, and then we want to connect to our wallet using this function that we got from use connect. What it receives is some connect arguments that we can have a look from the docs. If we go to the connector async, yeah, this connect async function takes in a connector and a chain ID, and this is optional. We will not be going into detail why this chain ID may be used, but this connector is necessary. So let's go back, and then we know that we will need a connector here, and the type will be connector from Wagmi, and obviously this will be used whenever we click, and we will call this handle wallet connect function with the connector that it holds. Right, this is the connector and we are passing it to our function, and same way we can give pass it inside the connect async function. Right, this it should be inside the uh, object. Okay, so other one other thing is what we get in return is we get an address, we get a chain ID that we are connected to, and we get two things basically inside. We get an ID number, and then whether or not it is unsupported. I'll get back to what this is in a little while, and then we have a connector to just basically see which connector we are connected to, and then the provider. Okay, so let's go back. Let's get address, and let's get chain ID for now. Okay. Okay, so I forgot to use, because this is an async function. We need await here, and now why the hell is this not giving me an address? It just it it should give me address. Why does it not give me an address? That's weird. That's weird. We don't have this property on our connector provider. We can go inside the function here and we can see the connect args. These are the connect args, and then what it returns is basically connect results, and this provider. If I go inside here, okay, it is giving me account. I guess the documentation here doesn't mention it properly. It is giving me an account. Let's go back. Yeah, it is giving me an account, and for now we'll just console.log account and chain. Okay, so let's remove this one, and now if we go back to our app, let's refresh the page and make sure we have MetaMask up. And it's in, let's go to the Goerli. Yes, we are on the Goerli, and if I click MetaMask, it should have opened. Okay, the MetaMask is already connected. For some reason it is already connected, and if I refresh and if I click MetaMask, it says it is all I'm already connected. I need to disconnect. So why I'm already connected is basically I provided this auto connect here. If I remove this, or maybe just say false here, and go refresh the page, maybe this should work now. I still am connected. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's have another button here, which will help us disconnect. And let's on click, handle disconnect. Let's create that function also. Const handle disconnect, and we should have a disconnect function from useconnect. No, okay, it was if I remember correctly, this is coming from another hook, which is use disconnect, and disconnect, and we'll just call it here. We have a disconnect button. I click the disconnect. I hope it is disconnected. We have nothing to show us on UI whether I'm connected or not. Let's click. I'm now connected. Disconnect. I click again. I can see that, but for some reason I'm not seeing the pop-up here to connect to my app. It is just directly connecting to it, and it is giving me account here. Let's explore another hook, which is use account. What it gives us is an address, and and a couple of other things, one of which is the status whether or not an account is connected to with an account is connected. Okay, so if we can see, we can say here, if not connected, if we are not connected, only then we want to see these buttons, and if we are connected, then we want to see this button. Okay, so now we are connected, we are disconnected, we are connected, we are disconnected. Okay, so this is basically very minimal thing that we have here, right here, that shows us whether or not we are connected or not. We are connected, we're connecting or disconnecting from a wallet basically. And one thing I forgot to mention is this ID right here is 5, and the chain is not unsupported. It is true. The unsupported value is false. But I will show you what is with the unsupported in a little bit. But first of all, let's fix the issue where because of which we are not seeing any uh, MetaMask pop up to connect with the wallet. So for that, you can go back to your client. For this MetaMask, you can give it shim. What was that? Let's go back to the documentation, and inside the client, we have providers, we have connectors. Where was it? Where was it? Where was it? Shim changed, yeah, this one. So we have an option here with MetaMask that is shim change. No. Shim disconnect. Yeah, there is this unstable shim on connect select account. Oh, yeah, we have this flag here, unstable shim on connect select account. And if we go back to our app and we add these two, basically it is it's not directly in the object. These are this is inside the options object. This should be true, and shim disconnect should also be true. Now if I go back to my app, uh, I can MetaMask, click the MetaMask connection. It is showing me to connect with MetaMask for localhost, and then connect. I connect to the app. It just connects. Now if I disconnect, I connect again. It is asking me to connect to my wallet again. So if you want to see that pop up every time you want to connect, you can use those two Boolean variables uh, there. Now let's go back to our home component, and inside here we can say let's add it here, h3 welcome. We will say h4 connect your wallet, and we will also have an h4 with the address, and we will just do one ternary operator if it is connected or it's not connected. Basically, if it is not connected, give me, what the hell did I do? Yeah, if it is not connected, show me this, and if it is connected, show me that. So welcome, connect your wallet. If I connect my MetaMask wallet, I can go next, connect, and now I'm connected and I see my address here. I can also disconnect, and I can also connect with MetaMask. Okay, so there is something I'm getting. Buffer is not defined. Maybe let's go back and check out our check out the WalletConnect options. So there is something causing the issue. Buffer is not defined modularly to buffer volume generate key. Okay, so maybe something from the WalletConnect side. But basically, if you connect wallet, you can see a QR code that you can use to connect your wallet. I have already tested it, but for some reason it is not working right now. I will see what's wrong and then post something in the description for this. So moving forward, what we can do is we can explore further. We have seen how we can use connect. We have seen how we can use account. We also saw how we can use disconnect. Now let's see how we can use balance. So use balance is basically we get back something uh, from use balance, and we provide it with an address, address or name. It will be our address. And if we go back to our documentation here, and we go to use balance, it is very simple, straightforward. It just takes in address or a name. Name is basically your ENS name, which is your .eth basically, and then it gives you back some data, or whether or not there was an error, or whether or not it is loading. And there is also something mentioned inside here, is this one. Address or name is optional, but if address is undefined, the hook will not run. Obviously you need the address to fetch the balance. So let's go back and let's destructure this. We have data, we have is error, we have is loading, and inside here, let's just print it. Is error, not like this. Console.log data is error and is loading. Now if we go back, so we can see that data is at the moment undefined. There is no error. It's not loading because we are not connected. Let's connect first. We connect our wallet, and you can see I have the data. There is no it's not there is no error, and it's not loading anymore. For some time it was loading, and from the data you can see I have 6.399 Goldie ETH, which you can also see from my MetaMask extension here. And you also get the value in big number. If you want to do some other calculation of big number, you can use this directly, and then you have the symbol of ETH. You can use that also. So let's go inside here, inside of our H4, not this one. Let's do one thing. We will just have this here, close it out here, open another one, and use another condition here, and basically wrap this inside a div like this. And then what happened, I didn't close that bracket. Okay, I closed that on a wrong place. Okay, now it's okay. So we have the address, and then we can have another maybe a little smaller text. Your account balance is we can say format from the data dot formatted. Okay, so we can see your account balance is 6.3 something 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 ETH. So you can obviously format that to either 4 or some however long fractions or decimal places you want. It also gives us the decimals that this currency has. So one thing that I want to mention here is this use balance function. And the use balance hook can be used to get the balance of any ERC20 token that you want. You just need to add the token address if you want. If you want to get, for example, some other token that is an ERC20 token, you can just provide the that contract's address here, and you will get the balance of that particular token. So that's that for this use balance. Now let's go back and see what this chain ID was all about. If I go here, and if I console.log my chain, I don't have anything else console logged. Obviously this will give me an error here, like this. I will disconnect. I will connect MetaMask again, and so I have ID of 5, which is obviously Gorley's ID, and then this tells me this is not unsupported. Why it is showing us is that when we configured our client, we told this particular configuration that we want to connect Gorley. If I disconnect, I go to my MetaMask, I change this to, for example, Rinkeby, and then I connect my MetaMask wallet again. If I now go back here, I see that I'm connected to ID 4, which is Rinkeby, and then I see that it is not supported. So what we can do is we can have some sort of um, functionality inside here that um, if let's say if chain dot unsupported, if chain is unsupported, what we can see is basically the easiest will be just disconnect again. We don't want user to connect with a different blockchain, or we can just alert, um, please connect with Goerli. Okay, now if I disconnect and I connect MetaMask again, you see I instantly got disconnected, but for some reason I didn't get the alert. Maybe because I was on the other page. If you just want to confirm, I can just console log invalid chain disconnecting. Let's do this. You can see that we have the alert here. And if I connect the MetaMask, and now as soon as I'm connected, which I am basically, but for some reason I didn't get that. Oh, okay, I didn't click this. I was on in another tab. Okay, so as soon as I click this, I get the please connect with Query. Now, if I go back, now as you can see, now we have the uh, console log also. Now, if I go back to my MetaMask, and I go to Goerli, and I try to connect again. Um, it is connected now. I didn't get any alert, and this was also from the previous console log. So this was basically an overview, a basic tutorial of what you can do with Wagmi. It's very powerful. You can like have instantly available functionality of a Web3 app with like some simple hooks. There are other contracts. You can sign messages. You sign messages. You can send transactions, and then you have use token. Basically, this provides you with the functionality of interacting with different ERC20 tokens. Um, there are a lot of others. There are some pre-configured ABIs that you can use. There is ERC20 ABI. There is ERC721 ABI. There are some default chains. There basically there are unlimited opportunities for you to learn and create something new, whatever you want. So this was it for today's tutorial. I hope you learned something, and I hope you will apply this knowledge, whatever you learn, uh, to create something awesome. Please share with me how you liked the video. um, give it a thumbs up if you do. Until next time, see you again.